So you're stuck on a mini boss, or your leveling has slowed down and you're starting to feel left behind, or maybe you just want some good tips. Well, look no further. I've done the work for you. I've ran 1 hour tests in every location, not once, but twice. I calculated the experience, the silver rate. I also recorded every conquest mission up until level 130. I'm going to share this information with you, plus cover every way to gain experience or boost your experience gains. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, I appreciate it. If you find this video helpful in any way, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment down below. Now, I'm not saying these tests are 100% accurate. This game has been out about a week now, and there is a lot of territory to cover. I did manage to test every territory twice. I did make sure the tests were done with 100% similarities as best as possible. What do I mean by this? Well, stamina is a very important part of the gaining experience. If I was to run a test at 120 stamina, I would get different results than if I was to run at 100 or even 70 stamina. So I ran 2 tests for every region. Yeah, I'm crazy. If you like crazy, hit that subscribe button. Anyways, 2 tests, both were 70 stamina and below. This is where we are at for most of our stamina anyways, like after we run training grounds. I had no stamina boosters activated for either test. I had the same experience bonuses for all tests as well. For example, I made sure I had the faction bonus experience boost. Alright, before we get into the numbers, let's cover a key few points to gain experience and to increase your experience gains. I do have 10 key points I'm going to rapid fire through here before we get into the numbers. The first one is Conquest Missions. You always want to be doing them. You can cancel them early and get experience, or you can kill over the amount required and get 2 or even 3 times the amount of experience gains through Conquest Missions. The second way is timed missions. You want to make sure you're doing your daily and weekly timed missions. You do get experience. There is various different quests that you have to complete. They're super easy. Make sure you do them. You do also get skill and passivity increases for those. Next is your main storyline quest. That's pretty simple. You do also have blue side quests while you're doing your storyline quest. You want to make sure you knock out both of those for experience and silver. The third way is from rest reward. You can get a lot of experience if you're online, so you want to make sure that when you come back online, you do collect your rest reward experience. It can end up being a decent amount. You want to make sure you're also doing your daily dungeons, Garden of Fiends, and Valley of Fortune. You can do them once a day. They do increase in stage. Every stage increase does increase your experience and silver that you get from each, as well as your regular dungeons, your Black Rim South Fleet, Tuma Exiles, Forgotten Temple, your events, your Hong Moon Adventure event. You want to make sure you're knocking out all those. They do give silver and experience. Offline auto hunt is also great for experience. Now, you only get this 3 hours per day. You do also need to make sure you have potions and your pet fed, and you also need to have the pet pod, so that way when it's offline, it is feeding your pet. It's super important to make sure you do this. They only give you 3 hours a day offline. Other than that, you want to be online farming if you want to maximize your experience. The training ground is the best way to gain experience. You're only allowed in here for 1 hour per day. It does start off at level 100, go to 150. You do also get the Hong Moon art stuff, so that way you can increase your attack power and defensive power. I do recommend buying the stamina boosters from the shop. The 2-time stamina booster, this one right here, does work in the training grounds, and you get 7. So essentially you want to buy one a day and use it in the training ground. It does only last 1 hour. The 4-time one, this one right here, it's 2 times, but it actually does 4 times as much stamina, and you get 4 times as much silver and experience. That one doesn't work in the training grounds, but you do want to buy those as well, and then use those in the field while you're farming twice a week. And then you can also buy potions of growth and greater potions of growth from the shop. I also recommend always buying out the tickets, all of them. You get as much, if not more, silver from completing them, plus also you get the experience rewards as well. You can also buy tickets from every general merchant in every town, so Bamboo Village, Yahara's Mirage. You can go to every single one of them and buy the tickets every 12 hours for the dungeons in their respective territories. While you're in any town, if you haven't stopped by your faction leader, I strongly recommend that. Hansa, this guy here, you talk to him for 2 seconds and he does give 150% experience boost. That's huge. Pets also play a huge role in gaining experience and decreasing the stamina rate. So this pet right here gives me 21% increase on stamina and has a 35% stamina use deceleration rate or decrease rate. So stamina reduces slower as opposed to the other pets where it reduces at 25%. That one reduces at 35%. Plus he gives me that 21% experience boost. Joining a party, again, is crucial for gaining experience. 2, 3, and 4 players gives 2, 3, and 8% experience gains while you're out farming, whether you're in a raid. Doesn't matter where you are, you always want to make sure you're in a party. Training grounds, you name it, make sure you're in one. The Hajun Soul Shields also give a set bonus. 3-piece set gives 5% experience, 5-piece set gives 10%, and the whole set gives a 15% experience boost. The last thing to cover before we get into the numbers is farming properly. There's a lot of territories and a lot of monsters in all these maps, and you could farm in a terrible spot. The best spots to farm is next to mini bosses. That way you can kill them and kill all the mobs around them. Maximize your experience gains because killing the mini bosses does give more experience. If you find a channel is overpopulated, you can also change your channel by going to the channel button and then changing the channel. That way you go to a new channel, there's not as many people there, and you have more experience gains because you're not overcrowded. And the last thing is the offline screen. The offline screen is great. It gives you the same amount of experience. You can see everything you need here. Stamina, the Conquest mission, your inventory. This is a great screen to be in, and you gain the same amount of experience as you would if you were just, on the regular screen. Once you leave that screen, it does tell you the amount of experience, silver, and any items that you did get, which is a screen that I used to conduct all of my tests. I did put it in the AFK mode, and I did my test, and the results are as follows. All right, if one of those tips wasn't helpful, then maybe this is. So I conducted the test, the best places to farm by location, and on the right is the Conquest mission for every location. We are going to start off for the first territory, so Viridian Coast. Viridian Coast, as you can see here, the green one is the experience per hour, the yellow is silver per hour, and then the blue is the level recommended. You start off at Bamboo Beach, level 1 to level 40. You can see the amount of experience. The best place to gain experience is a Skillbrook Basin, which is actually the only PvP zone in this territory. Now, the silver rate gain there isn't the greatest. The mob density isn't the best, and you obviously have the opportunity to get killed by somebody else there. You can see the Conquest mission rewards here as well. The first 2 territories just aren't very good. You do also get faction points in Skillbrook Basin as well as Skillbrook Basin Battle Chest. Some silver, some experience. Nothing too crazy as far as Conquest missions in Viridian Coast. I also want to point out that there is Black Ram locations on every map, and they are not farmable. They're a single player map, and they just don't, I did test them, they just didn't give nearly very good amount of experience or silver. The next territory is Cinderlands. I tested them all. The first level is level 41, and it does go up to level 90. The best place to gain experience here is Razorwing Ravine, which again is the PvP zone for this territory. Now, it does also give a good amount of silver in this area. The best place I actually got silver, again, is Wraith Bloom Meadows. Now, again, these are just 2 tests. These aren't going to be 100% accurate. This is just a look into the numbers, and, it is pretty telling when the best areas are the PvP zones. I mean, 1.7 million experience as opposed to 1.3 for Lotus Lake. Lotus Lake only gave 87,000, silver. Again, that is based off of drops, the silver, so it depends on what the drops are. They may vary depending on where I'm at. For example, Songshu Isle up above gave 142,000 silver for the same 2 tests on average. For Conquest missions, it does have some nice ones like the 105,000 experience, 6,600. Now that is a 300 kill quest mission, but it does give you double the experience and silver as well as a potion of growth. Again, the same thing with Razorwing Ravine. It does give you faction points. Now, Skillbrook Basin's only 5 points for each mob kill. Razorwing Ravine, you actually get 10 faction points, so it's better to farm at Razorwing Ravine, but again, there's higher, stronger people there. Moonwater Plains, I only got the 4 territories farmed. Highland Necropolis is actually a terrible territory to farm. It's not a traditional PvP zone like Razorwing Ravine and Skillbrook Basin. The best place to farm here I found was Lycandy Foothills at almost 2 million silver experience or silver per hour or experience per hour, and at almost 150,000 silver per hour as well. As far as Conquest missions, I mean, honestly, it looks like the 700 and then 412,000 experience and 20,000 silver is going to be, or experience and silver is going to be the best there at Sapphire Basin. Hogshed Pasture isn't too bad right behind it, but again, Hogshed Pasture is given more experience and a little bit more silver than Sapphire Basin based off of these tests. So that's just a general synopsis. You can get a good idea of what the best territories to farm. I didn't get a chance to get into Misty Woods or any of the longer territories. It is main storyline quest bogged down, and I do need to continue on that and try to get through some of those bosses. Faction points, again, are based off of PvP zones. So Skillbrook Basin and Razorwing Ravine are the only places you're going to be able to gain faction points. 5 for Skillbrook and 10 for Razorwing Ravine per mob kill. You can find mobs hidden in the back of those two territories that maybe nobody will go and check and bug you. I did manage to get, these hour-long tests in and nobody killed me. I did get back to my screen with 2 kills though, so that's unfortunate for the 2 people who tried to kill me. That's everything for this video. I hope you guys learned something to help increase your level, your experience, your silver. Hopefully it was enlightening. I recorded everything. If you found this video useful, make sure you hook a brother up. And with that being said, I will see you next time.